Calm down.
From Clayton County Sheriff's body camera, you can see the homeowner, Lalitha Hale, taken away to jail, not the alleged squatter at this Livingston Drive home.
She's going to be charged with criminal damage to property for all of your belongings. Criminal trespass as well for her coming in here.
I spent the night on a mat on a concrete floor in deplorable conditions while this woman, this squatter, slept in my home.
Lalitha Hale says this all started back in August when she called police after finding Sakimia Johnson in the house.
How can she not be a squatter when I don't know this person? I've never had any type of contractual relationship with this person.
But a Clayton County magistrate judge ruled under the new Squatter Reform Act, Sakimia Johnson did not qualify as a squatter because she is related to a previous evicted tenant's partner.
I was written in citation about a lawful squatter and an order. The judge signed the order denying it, saying that I wasn't a squatter.
That started a multi-month court battle, filings and appeals. Johnson even filed for bankruptcy, listing Lalitha Hale as her only creditor. But November 18th, the magistrate judge ordered a final judgment in Hale's favor. Hale says she thought Johnson moved out.
Returned on Monday to start painting, and she had broken the locks and re-entered my property. She just pulled up out of nowhere, and she had this guy with him, and I locked the door. I locked the screen door, and he forced himself in, telling us to get out.
Hale admits she is still waiting on a signed writ of possession, meaning she has no legal right to evict.
We have to be notified of this. A writ has to be served, and we have to be involved in that for it to be a legitimate eviction.
Hi there, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2.
No one answered at the home when we knocked. The sheriff's deputy can be heard on body camera telling Hale to think of things from the alleged squatter's point of view.
But just think of it from this perspective, though. Everybody isn't as fortunate as you to have a bed. No, I'm just saying, a bed, the little things.
To see that woman walk into my mom's house while I was in the police car, something is wrong with this picture. Something is inherently wrong with this picture.
What's going on, my friends? I need some help here. I want you to tell me who's right in this situation. I want to talk about a story that's happening in Clayton County right here in Georgia. So let's back it up, right? So a woman named Mrs. Hale was arrested after trying to move back into her own house. Another woman, Mrs. Johnson, was living there without her permission. So this situation started in August when Hale found Johnson in her house. She calls the police, but things did not go as expected. The police cited Johnson under Georgia's new Squatter Reform Act. That's good, right? However, the judge later ruled that Johnson was not a squatter, and this was because she was related to a previously evicted tenant's partner. Hale was super confused, I would be too, and upset by this entire situation. She had never had any agreement with Johnson, nothing on paper, etc. And despite the court's ruling, Johnson stayed in the house. Hale went through months of court battles to regain her property. She attended hearings and filed appeals. Johnson later even filed bankruptcy, listing Hale as her only creditor. So on November 18th, the judge finally ruled in Hale's favor. Hale thought that she could return to the house. The process was good. She was great, and she even went back to start cleaning and preparing to move in. But when she went back and arrived, she found that the locks were broken. Johnson was still chilling in the house. So a confrontation happened between Hale and Johnson. Hale tried to move Johnson's belongings from the home. She told Johnson to leave before she went and got her pew-pew. The police were called. It was definitely a mess. So when they arrived, they arrested Hale. They charged her with criminal trespassing and making terroristic threats. Johnson was not charged with any crime at all. Hale spent the night in jail. If you've been to Clayco, you know. She described the conditions as deplorable. Meanwhile, Johnson continued to just live in the house. So this situation raises many questions. Number one, how can a homeowner be arrested for trying to reclaim their own property? And why was the person living there without permission not even charged? So the laws around property rights and squatting can be super complex. And in this case, the judge's decision was based on Johnson's relationship with a former tenant. This made the situation even more complicated. Haley felt that the system definitely failed her. She believed that she had a right in her own home. Anybody would, right? But the legal process did not support her actions. This story has gained tons of attention in the media, like I said it before, and many people are discussing who was right and who was wrong. So some support Hale, believing she had the right to reclaim her own home, her property, right? Others think that she should have just followed the legal eviction process more carefully. It's important to understand the legal steps required in any type of situation like this as a landlord or, again, homeowner. Even if you own the property, there are laws about how to remove someone living there, and skipping these steps can lead to legal trouble, as it did for Mrs. Hale. So this case also highlights the challenges of dealing with squatters. It's super tough as a landlord, right? So squatting cases have been increasing in Georgia. In 2017, I think there's only 3 cases, and in 2023, that number rose to 198. So this shows a growing problem that homeowners and authorities need to just address. today. So what I want to know is, what do you think about the situation? Do you side with Hale, the homeowner just trying to reclaim her property, or do you think the legal process should have been followed more strictly? It's a super complex, complicated issue with strong arguments on both sides, but share your thoughts down below. Let me know. Let's have a respectful discussion about property rights in the legal system. My name is Cas. If this is your first time here, I welcome you. I'm a local real estate agent here in the metro Atlanta area. And if you've been here before, welcome back to the community. Let me know down below what you think. And as always, every Thursday we drop new home tours. Let me know in the comments. Peace.